Luci is on the air with me right now. How's it going?
What's up, Kenny? I'm doing good. I just had a little snack,
Mm-hmm.
like a pre-dinner snack.
Yep.
It really should be dinner, but you know how it is right now.
Right. This is the, I guess, new normal that we are in, just at home, and you gotta do what you gotta do, whatever keeps you sane from insanity, and that's all that matters. So
Yeah. Like, what time did we have a meal? It's not time yet. That's all I know.
so last year you kind of got back to music with Bear.
Yes.
And
Yes.
out of nowhere, you just say, you know what? There ain't gonna be no long hiatus. I'm back with another album. So no hiatus allowed as it pertains to Luci. Congratulations on the release of Unleash,
Thank you.
which is out on all digital music platforms. Go stream it, purchase it.
Yes.
Go spread the word. Um,
Yes.
I there is a song that I've played twice this week. Savage Fighter. That is my favorite song off the record. And
Yes.
some elements of the song similar to a certain singer in a certain song back in the day. Miss and she happens to be one of my favorite artists. One of my favorite,
Oh, you don't say?
one of my favorite singing voices of this generation, Miss Christina Aguilera. Once upon a time, she had a
Oh,
song
yeah.
called "Fighter." Definitely an anthem type of song. Standing up for yourself, confidence and everything. So talk about the we'll get to Savage Fighter in a bit, but we'll focus on you recording this album. What was it like with the buzz that you got on the previous album? And he said, "I'm just gonna give y'all another one." What was it like recording? What was it like recording Unleash?
Well, it was quite a journey. I mean, we're talking about like really reflecting the personal unleashing that was going on in my own life and owning so much of myself and stepping into that. So it's all coming from a still very vulnerable place and very real place. When I finished writing for my first full-length album here, because I never actually released a full album, I'd released some EPs. That was such a huge milestone, and I was really legitimately afraid that once I finished writing, I knew like, okay, this is the last song that I was going to run out of inspiration to write because I had never been inspired to write. I set out at the beginning of 2019 to write 2 songs, a couple of songs, and it turned into a couple dozen songs, and that album, 11 of the songs ended up on the album. I was afraid that I would lose that connection with my inspiration, but to my surprise, it just kept going and going. And it was in the fall that I started releasing the first of the new singles. I wasn't sure if it went into a whole album. It wasn't until the top of this year that I decided, okay, you know what, let's do an album. Let's make it official. And we recorded half of the album in a month's time. And I wanted to be sure that it was completely 100% done, mixed, mastered, everything a whole month ahead of the release date. So I could, spend time talking about it and stuff. But, I mean, this is definitely the most risque, and some of the songs are the most dark songs that I've written. And I'm really proud of that. I'm glad that it's connecting with you. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I've been a fan of yours since day one, since the EP days, and
Yes.
and then we've been Facebook friends, but we rarely chat with each other. But then we reconnect. I think a little over a year ago when you was doing your Facebook live videos. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I remember her, Luci. Like,
Kind of trippy, right? It's like,
yeah,
wait, this is another life ago.
yeah. So, and for the record, that's Lucy spelled with an I and not Y,
Yes,
as in
right, right, right.
the late TV show I Love Lucy. I love that
I
show.
loved that show.
Um,
That
that
was my favorite growing up.
I, I mean, guilty as charged. I watched that show. I watched I Dream of Jeannie. I watched some of the
Oh,
new
Nick at Night.
Nick and Night. Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
Brady Bunch.
yeah.
Bewitched. Are
Well,
we old now or what? I feel
I'm in my 30s. That's all I
you know,
know.
this is- Me too.
Yeah,
Okay. Apparently that's well, we old, Kenny. We old.
yeah.
It's okay though. We still got it. That's all that matters.
It's all good, 30's the new 20. 30's the new 20.
30s are great. 30s are my favorite. So I don't know what 40s are going to look like, but
Yeah.
30s are just the best so far. So,
I
bring it on.
I think with the 30s, it's kind of like, okay, the 20s was like your wild days, getting wild. The 30s, you start to calm down, but still get a little wild.
I never had that. Though. I
Yeah.
feel like this is my crazy time because I never had my crazy years. I got married at 20 and I had kids all throughout my 20s. I had to get responsible, but I was just that type anyway. So it's all good.
So,
Now this,
yeah. So, as far as, Unleashed, what has been the fans' reaction to this? Them getting listened. What's been
oh,
their
that's been
reaction?
fun. That's really been the fun. That's the fun part for me. Like the two best things about being able to create music is A, getting it out, like just letting it kind of channel through me and never knowing exactly what's going to come out, but then being like, oh, hell yeah, that's really cool. Like, I like how this turned out. There's that personal connection and catharsis, and then there's this connection that it makes with people when they listen to it. And I love hearing people's stories where they're like, man, I was in this really dark place, and your song like really connected with me, and it like helped me, express that part of myself in a way I didn't know how to express it, or that's a really, really special thing. And people's reactions have been very positive and encouraging. I'm hearing that people are feeling empowered by this music. A lot of women empowered to own their sexuality, a huge thing for me, and to be able to share that message. And then a lot of people are sharing with me that it's helping them unleash, like giving them permission to be more themselves. And that's super cool for me. I couldn't ask for more than that.
I'm definitely all for music that is empowering to, just having them, giving them that push, giving them that encouragement to say, hey, do you, be the best person you can be. Don't worry about what other people say.
Yeah. It's all about that freedom to be yourself, to express yourself how you feel in that moment without that judgment and shame and the stigma and all of the decades of programming and things that we were told we should and shouldn't do.
Absolutely. So I talked about the song Savage Fighter, which you put your own spin on Christina Aguilera's Fighter. And,
Yeah.
and when I think I play that song like a lot on my Spotify.
Yay, thank you. Keep the place coming.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. So if you see your some views from Lexington,
Like a
Kentucky,
spike in that song.
if you see some views from Lexington, Kentucky, Spotify page,
Ah,
that would be me.
you.
Or at least Kentucky, for that matter. So,
Oh,
so,
the best. I think I have seen that in my breakdown, actually, now that you mention it.
so yeah, I played it. It's just one of those songs that you play the time, but then you play it second, third time, and then eventually, you really, really starts to like it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I played it in my spare. I play it in my spare time, and I've now played it twice this week on this station. I played it on Thursday.
Yay.
I played it on Thursday. I host a radio talk show, a wrestling talk show, and I think I
Oh,
say
nice.
it kind of fits the mold, like being a fighter, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll say I'm gonna play that on Thursday, and then I played it on tonight's show on the previous hour. So I
Yeah.
definitely enjoyed. What was it like recording that song?
Oh God, I Christina is one of those singers to me that I grew up. Let's see, when she became really popular was in, I think, like eighth grade. I think that's, yeah, I was a teenager for sure. I was like a young teenager, and she made such an impression on me. Her powerful voice, she was a powerhouse. She still is a powerhouse of a singer. Like this tiny little 5'2" or whatever she is height, body with this giant voice. And that Move On song, I was like, oh shit, this is my my new Celine, my new Mariah, because I was all about those big powerhouse singers, and and that was one of my favorite songs. I mean, the first time that I ever sang in a public audience was eighth grade graduation, and it was in front of a few hundred people total, and I sang "Turn to You." Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so
Definitely.
that was, my favorite. Yeah, and then Fighter came after that on the next project, and I was like, this is so good. So people, I would sing Christina songs on the bus to school like that. I would entertain people with Christina songs, and to be able to get to record one of her songs, I'd always been a little skeptical, not skeptical, but like a little nervous to do that because I'm not trying to be Christina, but I've been so influenced by her, and when I heard that beat, it just totally brought out those vibes, and I started feeling that song to that beat. And so I made my own verse, the second verse, that is more of like a Savage theme to it, and really like put my own voice into it.
And it's that beat. Whoever did that beat, shout out to that individual, because
Yes,
that
definitely.
that beat goes in. It definitely goes in. Unleash is the name of the new album from Luci. It is out all digital music platforms. And with everybody in quarantine, you ain't got no excuse right now to be not listening to some new music or whatever. Keep your mind off the mainstream for a while. Go listen to something different. And all of her music is on all digital music platforms. She's on social media under Luci, Luci. Again, Luci, not Y at the end, letter I. Uh, and it was great to reconnect with you, Luci, and just you definitely have evolved, and just as a singer, confidence is growing, and I admire your Facebook Live videos. Passionate and everything, kids in
Thank
the
you.
background. So
It's
yes,
crazy. It's a full house right now with kids, and two of them are just learning. I'm not a middle school teacher, so we're figuring it out.
great chatting with you, Luci. Continue to be safe, and we'll chat again soon.
Thanks so much. Have a